Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr.Z NFT podcast. I'm your host, Matt Gazer, co-founder of the franchise, The Chronicles of Dr. Zammsy, and I'm joined here with my co-founder, Rolf Kowalczyk, NFT master, crypto connoisseur, and our awesome friend and colleague and employee, Gordon Neal, our 3D modeling master and podcast tech guy, big time here. So welcome. Lots to talk about on this. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I was going to say I've got
good. What are you guys wearing? What are you guys wearing? I'm wearing Vizdidra this morning.
Nice. Always sporting our artwork. That's fantastic.
Nothing exciting. Just a camel t-shirt.
Oh no, you have plenty of exciting stuff. Show those rings, buddy.
Oh yeah,
the rings. Yeah, the rings. Battle Cat.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
Battle Cat attack.
Yeah,
from the Masters of the Universe.
From Han Cholo.
I'm just wearing a boring, plaid shirt. I'm going all blue today with my jacket, but
anything but boring. You know, when I tell people that you one of your first jobs was working on Rugrats, they lose their minds. They're like,
"Oh yeah,
I watched that when I was a kid."
Rugrats.
I was 19 in art school at the Art Center College of Design, and I applied for an internship, and I got it. There was like hundreds of people trying to get into that little, experience, but I got in anyway. It was a lot of fun. Some other podcasts I'll talk about it, but yeah, Rugrats did a lot of props and environment design.
Yeah,
making baby toys and strollers and designing stuff like that.
Good fun. Star Wars. I went to Lucas Ranch and anything but boring, Matt. You've had a fun life.
I've been working on a few fun projects. I did work on a movie that's coming out right now with Pierce Brosnan and William Hurt called The King's Daughter. I believe it's in theaters now or coming soon. And I helped design the mermaid and the mermaid's world under the water. So that should come out pretty soon.
I love mermaids as well. So you've done
and DC Super Pets trailer's out. So check that out. I helped design. Actually, I designed the Daily Planet. I own that design, and I helped them with the look of Metropolis.
Nice.
Okay, so first on the list today, as always, we like to start out talking about crypto. And this one's for you, buddy, Rolf.
Can you coming up a little bit? Yeah,
about Wax.
Well, Wax is bounced back a little bit after some crypto valleys the last couple of weeks with uncertainty in the markets and the interest rates and world conflict. But I mean, overall, if this is the floor, I mean, we're doing pretty good, man. I think by the end of this year, things are going to be pumping. So
I agree.
But
I totally agree.
Again, it's very hard. It's emotional. People get depressed when it goes down, but when it goes up, just sell 10 to 15% of what you have to cash. And then when it goes down, you're ready to go. You buy some more, and it's a game. But most people do the opposite. They buy it when it's high, and then they freak out and sell low, and then they lose money. So you got to be disciplined.
That's the wrong thing to do.
Take the emotions out, and it's a game. It's a game. So you're happy when it's up. You're happy when it's down because you got to plan.
Of course, I'm going to do a disclaimer here. Always talk to a financial advisor or someone you trust. Nothing we say on this podcast is not financial advice. But this is the stuff that this is the way we think when we're dealing with this kind of subject.
Yeah. When you always see it going a dip, people always say you don't see it as a dip, you see it as a sale. That's what it really is that it's making it affordable to buy more. So
yeah, man. Well, so that's still exciting. I've seen Wax much lower. I remember when I first got into this project with you, Rolf, it went down to as low as 8 after we had already launched set 1 and we were freaking out. And then we had no idea that would eventually peak to like $1 within the same year. So pretty wild swings, but it's a pretty wild ecosystem right now. And I guess it goes without saying, just hodl. So
hodl.
Lots to talk about. As always, every week there's always something crazy going on. We have our card game demo it's about a day. In fact, it might actually be done today, from what Jeff said yesterday in our meeting. But we should have video of that. I will make another disclaimer that it is pretty bare bones, but it will show you that we've coded and have successfully created a demo where you can take your Wax Cloud wallet and actually apply your NFTs into the game. And then once you see your deck fully loaded, you can apply your deck to the table. And we have little placeholders of them kind of trucking along the card table and attacking the opponent. So that's pretty cool.
Full integration of the Wax wallet into the game.
Full integration. So this is going to help us get whitelisted back onto Atomic Hub, and we can advertise set 3. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we've got some exciting illustrations for set 3 as well. And it's set 3 that will be the first time that it's not just been you, Matt, doing all the cards, right? This is the first time I've really outsourced.
First time,
but here,
yeah.
Sorry, I just want to do a point of clarification that we are whitelisted on Atomic Hub. This is just for the game portion of it.
Yeah, Atomic Hub made the decision that if you're announcing you're making a game, you can no longer advertise on their main page unless you can prove that you have actually started making a game, and you can prove that it's working.
That's great. It just eliminates the scammers.
Limits the scammers, and we're not scamming. So this is awesome. We're gonna be able to prove it.
I think there's too many people I've came across who have, even when I've been in other crypto places, they've said like, oh, we're building something too, and could you look at our stuff? And it's nowhere near. Like, I've showed Matt even some stuff, and we've been like, it looks so unfinished. It's like, it's, a lot of it's just like sketches on paper. There's nothing digital. There's no attempt to make a stylistic choice or any kind of cards. And we're like, I think we're one of the most advanced in that sense, that because we're pulling for the fact that Matt's had 20 years in production. I've done quite a lot of 3D modeling. So, I mean, we have an experienced team. I think a lot of the guys who are also, pushing that, or we're making a game, are guys that have never done it before. I think it's like their first time venturing into it. And they're maybe just trying to capitalize on the buzz that is NFTs, but then they're really just doing it for the money. They're not like us. We're not trying to scam you seriously. We're genuine, but we are genuinely like trying to make an amazing game for you guys. Like, it's hard to see when you're not in our shoes in the studio every day in the stand-ups, but like every single day we're trying to make something really incredible for you guys.
Like I posted yesterday on our social, at least on Telegram and Discord, some of Rusty's models for the micro mech suit, Dr. Zammsy suit that he shrinks down to the micro realm. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we're just scratching the surface, man. I mean, that hasn't even been fully tweaked perfect, and it hasn't been textured or UV'd yet or animated. I mean, so much to still do, but what we can show right now and prove to everyone that we're passionate about this is very evident.
Yeah.
And if anyone goes to our Discord, you can see we've posted a few little snippets of some cool bits of when the mech suit is put into the gravitational field. There's an arm that extends it in there. So it's looking like some legit gaming.
I'll include
really cool, beautiful
video that Adrian's done and the episode here. You guys see what we're talking about.
Yes, please. Yeah, actually, Adrian sent yesterday a video, a full VR walkthrough showing the VR hands. You can pick up objects. You can push this placeholder button, and it engages the mech rings, and they rotate, and this laser comes down and shrinks down and then it shrinks it onto like a dish, the mech suit onto a dish, and you can actually pick up the dish, bring it to the scope, and actually look inside the scope and see it, in micro form. It's pretty wild. So, I mean, that's a lot of proof that, we can dream up a mechanic and achieve it as a team. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, a lot of guys have said on the Discord that there's sometimes a confusion where our focus is, but we're unlike probably most crypto businesses or even just game businesses right now, that the fact that we're kind of doing multiple things at one time. So we have the 3DAdventure game, which we've kind of been building on the back end, the card game, which is also the 2D game or 2D isometric game that we're building, and then also the VR experience. So we have a couple of things going at once, but yeah. So
and the animated series.
Yeah, we just got the pilot script.
Yeah.
We just got the pilot script. Yeah. We just got the pilot script for the finished first draft of the pilot script for the animation series, and it was so fun to read. We were laughing out loud how funny it is.
We were.
And
yeah.
It was just, oh my gosh, can't wait to watch this on TV. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Matt Lyon, he's a pretty amazing writer. I got to say, if you're listening to this podcast, Matt Lyon, you rock, bro. And he has a really, really amazing guy that he uses for all his pitches. and we're using him to put together a nice package that's going to be all very themed out and help sell the project.
Pretty
He had a
pictures.
meeting with a different project that he's helping on. He had his first ever meeting with Netflix last Friday. So I believe tomorrow we have a meeting with him. It'd be fun to hear how that went, but it's going to open the doors for us, and he's going to milk all his contacts for us because he has a stake in this project as well. So very exciting. But yeah, I remember openly laughing about 3 or 4 times when I read the script, and it was a dream come true to actually see these characters that have been in my mind for 20 years, like on paper, actually interacting and having dialogue. It was pretty cool.
Because Gordon, just to let Gordon know,
Hmm.
in the pilot script includes going to Dr. Zammsy's laboratory and shrinking down and everything. So we're really simultaneously, everybody is creating this world at the same time, and it's really cool to read the script and then also see what you guys are doing, even though you haven't read the script, but we're incorporating things that we see you guys doing into the other parts of it. So it's really cool.
Essentially, we're building the worlds out, and then whatever becomes a bigger priority at the moment, we just kind of shift focus. But the thing is, the 3D assets we're building can be applicable to everything we kind of do. So even if we build parts of Zammsy's lab that are maybe no going to go forward in the adventure game at the moment, we're doing the 3D series. Those can just transfer across. So
they can. I mean, the test level for the 3D adventure game in the laboratory is still quite a ways from being done. But if anything, it's a concept, 3D concept that another team for the actual animated series can get inspired by. And I can imagine that the animated series version of the lab will be probably quite a bit different, just because we'll have concept artists re-envisioning a more higher fidelity version of that. But still, whatever happens, they're going to cross-pollinate and inspire each other for the final product.
Yeah, it helps. Even the sketches that you're doing for the lab will be applicable for when you're doing previs for films and stuff. So yeah,
totally. So yeah, that's the update on the 3D game. We'll be pushing more videos and models and screenshots this week and next week, and that leads me to the website. So we had a great meeting with Josh, our lead on the card game, and we're going to retool the website message on the main page to be extremely clear. And when I say clear, I mean like you get to the main page, it slams you with, we're making a card game, a 3D adventure game, and an animated series. If you're interested in the card game, this is what it's about. Are you collecting our NFTs? These collections here and here and here are applicable to the card game over here, and here's why. And having lots of visual diagrams to help everyone explain. We're gonna have a carousel on the main page where you can scroll through a ton of data that's going to visually show you if you own set 1, if you own set 2, or if you own just battle cards, this is how it's going to be applied to the card game, so that there's no question marks. And we're going to build on the economy, and we're going to build on the economy message more. Yeah. Sorry, Rolf, go ahead.
I was going to say, we're going to have pretty pictures and a carousel where you can see the flow of, A plus B equals C. So it's very clear for everyone.
So that's one of our higher priorities this week, on top of, obviously getting set 3 really locked in, which it is. In fact, not to bounce around.
Matt and I were working on it yesterday. We were just finalizing the animation. So we 3 of the cards we're going to send to our industrial light and magic friend, John Helms, to animate. And one of them is going to be this beautiful armada with multiple ships. I just envision in the card game battle, all these ships attacking. And so this is kind of an envision of these ships from the Chronicles of Dr. Zammsy. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Which no one has seen yet. This is like a brand new painting that Matt did. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we're going to animate part of set 3, because there's only a small group of people that have been collecting our battle cards. We're going to rebrand the battle cards and give a larger audience a chance to own that artwork, because a lot of work went into it. And, I don't know the exact number that actually have been buying them, but it's fairly small. And so when we advertise set 3 and we get on Atomic Hub and all these different sites, and the audience, jumps in, we want to make sure that they get a chance to collect these beautiful pieces of artwork as well. So
But of
another
course, it'll be
image
a different version.
different version, yeah.
Anyone who collected them first will have like the first edition. This will be
First
something
edition,
that's different, but incorporates some of Matt's. Matt put in hours and weeks of time into these paintings, and so we want to be able to share those with the masses. But thank you to everyone who got them early. Those will be worth more, because it's like a first edition. And but set 3 is also going to include quite a bit of like brand new art and paintings that you just can't wait to share with you. Some of the characters, one character you just barely ever seen before, and a couple other characters we're going to be flushing out. You get to see a beautiful painting of. So
yeah, Amelia Brighton, she's been introduced into the new Logan reward card. We're going to have a special standalone card of her, illustrated by Felix.
Well, Amelia Youngling and
Amelia
Raya.
Youngling and Ray Brighton. Amelia Youngling. She's like the mole that's been planted from the evil Visdidra. It's like her.
Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Oh shoot! Well, I'm sure we'll discuss it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll hint at that in the story in the back of the cards, but yeah. And then for the other animations, we're going to do a animation of the Micromech suit card. And I forget the third one.
The third one's going to be the Internautilus dropship.
Thank you. So yeah, and we're going to get those arms on the ship animating, and that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I think that was probably the most popular battle card so far, and we're also going to have like I was talking to Matt yesterday. We're going to have like all the troops deploying out the bottom and spreading out. It's going to be cool.
It's going to be really cool
coming out of that dropship.
So set 3 is going to be probably our biggest set yet. We put a lot of work into it already, and I can't wait to share the final outcome. We're tentatively planning for a February 22nd release for set 3, but it may get pushed just depending on a lot of factors. Obviously, if wax goes way down, we're not going to launch our set when everyone's like sad and depressed. So if wax is up and everything's looking good, we'll launch pretty soon here this month. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, collaborations. Wanted to give you guys an update on our collaborations. So Yoshi Drops launched on yesterday the Yoshi Music Machine illustration I did. And
did they get sent out to everybody?
They did. So if you're a member, if you're a black member for Yoshi Drops, you should see that in your wallet. And there was original art or original music written for that piece. This collaboration will not be integrated into our card game, so I maybe it will, but tentatively speaking, or just speaking in general, I don't think most of our collaborations, except for HODL God, will be have some kind of utility that's linked to our projects. I do believe is HODL God collab stakeable on whenstaking.com for Void yet, Rolf?
Yes, that was from the get-go. The HODL God collab's always been stakeable. Yeah,
perfect.
From the moment it was launched. Yeah.
And what about the retro cards through the NEFTY show, guys?
Those are not yet. So we update about once a month the new cards to Whenstaking. So we'll probably be doing. It's the beginning of a new month, so I'll send a list to the guys over there at Whenstaking with the cards that aren't on there yet.
Awesome. And then the big Yoshi Drop collab coming in March is the Gazers. It's called the Gazers, but it's spelled Gazer. It's the name of a band. So I've created 6 unique avatars, all having their unique instruments, and it's pretty cool. Michael Blue created some original EDM music for each NFT, and it's phenomenal. I'm a huge connoisseur of EDM music. I help out with the Daydream Festival. Huge fan. So it was pretty awesome to listen to that music while I worked on that project. And all 6 avatars are done. Michael Blue is putting together the NFT look. Also, there's going to be like a kiosk on each NFT where there's going to be unique objects that are going to be attached to each individual generative piece. And it's kind of like a slot machine. So when you collect them, if you get the right keys on the top, you're going to be rewarded some special NFT. But I'll give you guys more information on that as it progresses. But it's turning out to be kind of a cool project. So a little bit of gambling going on, where if you get the right combination of objects in the kiosk above the avatar, you'll win a special reward. And then there's gigantic, huge environments that I painted for this project as well. There's 3 of them. There's the night, day, and dawn locations, and they're just really super wide images of this fantasy world that's totally separate of Dr. Zammsy. And we're going to also offer those as NFTs. And when you buy the NFT, you actually get a real steel or a real print that's going to be printed on steel, and that will be shipped to you. So that will be minted, and you'll have like a real one of one original piece that's printed as well. But you'll have the NFT to go with it, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. So I mean, other than that, we're just really pushing hard. We got a venture capital meeting today, later this afternoon, with this really awesome company that's already had several meetings with us. So we're really excited about that. We're also talking about doing a Kickstarter campaign to generate some more funds, because we can always use more money for our for our projects. Yeah, that's kind of just the ballpark of what we're doing right now. Anyone else have anything to add? I mean, we can talk about
Yep.
shows, because oh my god.
I got a few things still to talk about. So
Okay.
on Friday, we had our drop of the building battle satchels. So that was the 4th one. We did 4 over the month of January. We start off with the airborne unit. Then we did the range unit. Then we did the ground unit. And then this was the building unit, is still available for until Friday of this week. But the building unit is basically, if you played Clash Royale, it's something that can be dropped into the middle of the game and is like a structure that could be like a med bay or some kind of castle structure. But what that causes is it's like a taunt card, where the battle units that were coming to attack your castle will divert over there, and then these buildings can also deploy battle units as well to attack the units on the board. So that's available right now till Friday. And then we're working on a cool release for this next Friday. We do drops every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. UTC. And this week we're going to be featuring some characters from cards that we're very familiar with, but a lot of people may have never seen them before, because they were part of these rewards we did, where like only 5 people got one, like about 6 months ago. So that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, when we were doing our puzzles, we would give away these reward NFTs for people that crack the puzzle. But a really small amount of people, I think it was in total like 14 people, actually played the puzzle, and a lot of work went into that reward. And so we're going to rebrand those NFTs into weekly drops. It's not going to devalue anything. We're going to make sure that it's a different type of style of frame. So
it's gonna, if anything, it'll increase the reward. It would increase the value of those initial rewards, because part of what makes art valuable is the marketing of it. So when more people know about it and know that they're these extremely rare ones that were given out, at the very beginning of our business, those will be highly sought after, because, you want to always continue the marketing of all your rare cards that were from the beginning, so that it's something people desire. So we're really happy to be releasing these just beautiful paintings that Matt has done, like
some of my best,
like a week on or more of time that he put into it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be awesome.
It's an unfortunate, if we didn't do this, then, only 5 or 14 people would actually own those, which would be very exciting for them. And I know that's special, but, we want our growing audience to have a chance at these as well. Yeah. And then I guess to wrap up the podcast a little bit, I wanted to talk about shows we've been watching. I just started getting into Archive 81 on Netflix, and oh my gosh, I'm not a horror fan. Like, I don't watch get into, Nightmare on Elm Street and that kind of stuff, but this is like a cross blend of X-Files meets some crazy thriller, and the premise is just phenomenal, and it's super fantasy but scary and super creepy and stressful, but I'm addicted. I'm super addicted. So if you have Netflix,
Oh, it's on
please
Netflix.
check
Okay.
out please check out Archive 81. The I won't give anything away, but it's just basically about this really cool young guy who's really good at restoring old tapes from like just film tapes, 8mm, and this agency pays him like $100,000 to go to a private compound and restore a series of tapes. And what unfolds is totally insane. Totally insane. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Nice.
the Netflix just today dropped the trailer for they've rebooted the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that looks really interesting as well. So
Really,
yeah,
cool.
they're doing a horror push just now. But I've been rewatching or started to rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender because I mean that show
cool.
is near and dear to my heart. And I don't know if you guys know I have an Aang tattoo on my arm. So
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I love that show.
It's funny.
That's
when
Dave
I was working on
Filoni's show.
I was gonna say when I was
yeah.
working on Clone Wars, like a bunch of guys that worked with Dave Filoni on that show rolled over to Clone Wars, and all they could talk about is the old days of being on that show.
Yeah, that
Pretty
studio.
cool.
So Brian and the guys who founded that studio back in the day worked for Nickelodeon, because they were on Invader Zim before they done that. And there's a whole backstory about Filoni getting into the Clone Wars and how they phoned him at his job at Avatar, and they thought he was kidding on that they were from Lucasfilm. But yeah, they've now formed their own studio and they're remaking new content for Avatar. So they're going to launch a new animated series, I think, this year or next year, and then a movie as well. They're working on a live action TV show or movie with I think with Netflix or with another streaming service. But yeah, a lot to come from that. So yeah, I'm
Now,
very
what did you feel about the movie that M. Night Shyamalan did? Did
I
you
was
not
gonna
like
bring
it
that up,
like
yeah.
everyone else?
terrible. It was absolutely terrible. It was cast terribly to start with. The diversity of the cast was just not diverse at all. And the script, the way the story was handled, it just, nothing was really authentic. And then, Korra came out not long after that, so people kind of clung to that. But yeah, Avatar was obviously built for kids, but I think it's been the same effect to the Clone Wars. There's a lot of adults that watch that stuff now and look back at it as like how well it was done. And Avatar teaches a lot of kids about a lot of things, like life lessons, like even the fact that Aang was vegetarian. That was kind of the turning point for me why I went vegetarian also, because
No way.
because he's a monk in the series. So yeah, and the fact that they all
pretty
controlled
cool.
elements, and a lot of it was pulled together last minute. But when you rewatch that series now, and even considering how old it is, there's just so many really cool life lessons about peace, harmony, forgiveness. There's so many emotional moments in it, and one of the biggest character arcs in any animated series is Zuko's journey. So the kind of main antagonist who turns into a protagonist in the end, Zuko, Prince Zuko of the Fire Nation,
Yeah,
like his
right.
journey from going from this angry young kid who is trying to restore his honor from and get his dad back in his side by catching the Avatar, and then he learns at the end of the series that he can give himself his own honor and bring back the Avatar by helping him, defeat his father and the whole Fire Nation. But the last series is a whole epic montage, and like just that whole fight with him and the Fire Lord, like whole thing. You need to watch it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Gordon.
I mean,
I'd never seen that.
I own.
You just
I
ruined
think-
everything for me.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Now
I mean,
I
I think
can
it's
never watch it.
available for free on some streaming service, but I own it. Like I just bought it on
Yeah.
YouTube. You can just buy stuff, so I just paid. I think it was like $50, and so I have it forever.
Yeah, I bought it on iTunes
just
way
on
back
my
in the
YouTube.
day. Yeah, I've got the art books as well, which I found out actually my version of the art book is a rare first print now because I've reprinted them. But some really good sketches and backgrounds and character stuff in there, and they actually outsourced to a Korean studio back in the day for the in-betweens. But the initial story blocks and storyboards were all done across in the US. But yeah, really good show, really amazing,
That's
and
pretty
Korra's
cool.
actually really good as well. So yeah.
And we finally got a good episode from Book of Boba Fett. You could probably just skip the first
that
4.
was really good.
Amazing.
Just skip the first 4 episodes. Start with episode 5.
Yeah.
So I think
I
what
actually
happened.
texted Richard Bluff, who's the visual effects supervisor for that show. I texted him right after I saw it. I'm like, dude, amazing.
Great,
I mean, he's a friend of mine. He lives in my town, and he's like, thanks, man. So yeah, it's pretty wild. I was just super happy.
I think what happened was because episode 5 has none of the same actors as episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. I honestly think that they had like second unit or a whole different group make those first 4, and then the A unit or the first team unit that made the Mandalorian series made that episode, because it's like apples and oranges. Like one's like Power Rangers, the other's like a cinema IMAX. I mean, they could literally episode 5 could have been in theaters. Yeah. It was
the whole
just,
thing.
I was like,
I've never
same
watched
show.
I've never watched the first 4 either, but I watched episode 5 because I was purely curious because they were trailering it and Mando was in it, obviously, and I was like, oh shit, like, you know, what's happening here with the black saber and everything. But yeah, like,
there's a scene in that episode, doesn't give anything away, but it's amazing what they're doing with the technology, because it's like all one shot and the camera follows Mando into this elevator, but you're like on this moon space station thing, and you can see the city out below, like out beyond the glass, and then it rises up to this like 4th floor, and the whole environment through the window is going up with them, and then he goes into this bar pub thing. The music's pretty cool, and all the characters are, you know, interesting in the scene. But out through the window, you can still see the whole city, but at the level of where you started, you know, on the first level. So they're actually really utilizing their screen technology and applying it in a whole new way. It's amazing.
I mean, the whole concept behind that as well, visual development wise and art direction wise, like Yama Yubrev, who's one of the key concept artists in that project, like he's just released some of his basically keyframes, and they're incredible. They're really well done, and you can see like the vision they were going for in that show. And yeah, they've just got some of the best people in the industry working on that TV show. Yeah.
Christian Alsman, he wrote the foreword to my art book, Fantastical. He's one of their lead concept guys too, and he's been showing a lot of his stuff on Instagram. And dude, he's a good friend of mine, and I'm totally blown away by his work. Pretty cool. He told me that what he does is he actually has a 3D model of Mando and a lot of the other main characters, and he'll just set up the character in 3D and then paint out everything else, paint a little bit on top of him, and get it done. Rather than sketching out traditionally or through Photoshop or whatever, and then trying to make it look right, he just plop the 3D character in, pose him perfectly, and then, you know, set up the rest of the scene. Really clean, awesome way to, you know, speed up production.
Yeah, Yama does a similar thing. He uses Blender, actually, funny enough, to throw stuff in and previs and then paint over. But it's funny when these guys think that when you talk about photo bash or 3D that you're cheating, quote unquote. But a lot of these guys I know, like Yama especially, can sketch and draw absolutely amazingly. Like, they're really, really good. But then when you're on production and your turnover's 1 or 2 weeks, like, you just don't have time to hand draw everything. It's impossible.
You just don't. Yeah.
And then everybody get their pencils down. Write this down. The Legend of Vox Machina.
Oh, Vox Machina.
Have you heard of that?
Is that?
Yeah, it's come up in my feed when I'm looking for shows to watch, but I'm not interested, man.
Is that the animated series for Critical Role?
Yes. It just started. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's freaking awesome. Oh my God. It's for adults. It's not for kids, but it's...
Yeah.
I hope Dr. Zammsy is that funny, because it's basically, it's in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. So, you know, our world is a Victorian, is a totally different sort of feel, but I love all the characters, and the story is hilarious. And it's just, I feel like it's the type of adult show that people my age, like in their 40s, it's like when you were a kid, you watch the kid shows. And I think a lot of us 40-year-olds, we just want adult versions of the kid shows we used to watch, like Star Wars, any show that we watched when we were kids, like we want now the adult version. Yeah, sure. And this kind of solves that problem.
She-Ra.
It's really funny. And
it's funny because Powerhouse Animation, the guys, I've got a couple of buddies there, and Jose Vega and all a couple of those guys that have left now, but that studio has done so much in the last 5 years. I mean, they started with Castlevania. That was their big blowout at Netflix. That's what got them kind of on the map. But then they done the Masters of the Universe rebrand cartoon as well. They've done stuff for other companies. They've now done the Critical Role stuff. So animation's coming back in a big way. They just done a Dota series as well for Netflix, which is based on the game Dota 2. But like, I knew a couple of the storyboard artists in that, and some of the stuff. But then a lot of the guys who are now at Powerhouse were some of the original guys that worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra and, you know, Voltron and a lot of that stuff that started to re-revolutionize the cartoon for adults. So
totally. I that's why I think Dr. Zammsy as an animated series really has a big shot, because it's just a lot of high quality thought has been going into this, and and it's totally original. And it's got flares of Star Wars. It's got flares of Harry Potter. It has some Indiana Jones moments in there that the script has. It's pretty cool. And I just think it would resonate really, really, really well. Plus, the base of this whole story is about a virus, which is so applicable to what everyone is dealing with right now with COVID. And it's rebranded in a way that's not slap on your face, like trying to send a message like wear a mask or anything like that. So
I think we should probably.
I really do think it has a shot, big time.
Yeah. I think we could speak to Powerhouse at one point, even because I know they do just really amazing stuff. But then I suppose their angle would be more like the Critical Role stuff, like it would be more hand drawn animated, and depends if you want.
Yeah, this would be more 3D.
But I would pitch it to everybody. We should definitely check in with them.
Whoever would come with the best solution for the treatment and stuff would probably be the best.
I mean, we were talking to Matt Lyon last week, and he was saying how the first process is to get a particular investor that's already funding his animation studio, that's showing already some interest without even seeing anything. They said that the first step is to just try and get a little teaser. So just like a little 5-minute teaser, and then with that plus the pitch, you can then go balls crazy with a Netflix or something like that, and get the interest you're looking for. But yeah, he's really confident that we can get this done. He says it's one of the best projects that's ever come across his desk, and he's been on a lot of them. So that's really encouraging.
All right.
So yeah. Lastly, I just want to mention one more thing too, is that our entire team is working so hard on everything we're doing. And I mean, we're not exhausted by any means, but I just want everyone to know that there's so much love and craft that's going into every little thing that we're doing here. And
Willie Caribou too. Willie Caribou.
Oh God, here comes Willie Caribou.
Well, Willie Caribou's
we have to do an NFT of this guy.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
But I just want to reiterate that, for you fans out there that are collecting our cards, we just thank you so much, because every little bit that you help out with by buying our drops and supporting us and messaging us on Telegram and Discord, it just means so much to us. I wish more fans would reach out on Discord and Telegram and just want to chat with us, because we're just so interested in engaging with people. And that's why we do this podcast, is we just want everyone to see us, learn from us, understand what we're doing. And we're just so transparent about everything we're doing here. We're not hiding anything. We're just trying to, get the job done the best way we know how. So just want to thank everyone so much, because a lot of work's going into all these projects.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see you guys in the Telegram, the chat rooms and everything. And thanks for everybody's support. Good times.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions or any feedback or anything you want to ask, we can drop it in the comments, and in the descriptions we'll leave all the links to Discord and everything as well. So
fantastic. Thank you guys. All right. Well, take care everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Aloha.
Bye guys. Bye.
Bye.